Welcome, Army fans. This is Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com here with some exclusive GoBlackKnights.com recruiting coverage. We have with us Army verbal commit for the class of 2024 quarterback from Wiregrass Ranch High School in Tampa, Florida, Luke Knight. How you doing today, Luke?
I'm doing good, sir. How you doing?
Good. So, Luke, tell us a little bit about your day. You know, it's National Early Signing Day, kind of crazy, probably a lot of media commitments. What's just kind of lay out some of the major things you're doing today and what your schedule looks like a little bit.
Yeah, so this morning I went up to Jesuit High School, had a couple buddies sign, a fellow athlete of my fellow teammate coming, Willie Suarez signed to West Point. Had a couple other kids I went to school with sign. So I had that, and then I got some family who just came into town and spent some time with them, and I will be signing today at 2, and then potentially probably going over to at 4 o'clock to see some of my other friends sign at Carrollwood Day School.
Oh, awesome. So, you know, Luke, you were a relatively early verbal commit to West Point. What
Mm-hmm.
about the Army football team, the brotherhood, the coaching staff, and maybe West Point and the opportunity that the academy provides in general uh, made you want to commit to West Point and made that your number one choice? You were highly recruited out of high school. Kind of talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been told my whole life I'm an academy guy, and I believe it. I really am. I'm built for something like this, and it's the best school you can graduate from in the country in the world. So, obviously you have the school part, but I'll talk more about the football side. I love Coach Thatcher. I think he's awesome. I love what he stands for. His past, you can see his numbers and the way his system is. I think it fits me, and it gives me a great chance to actually play at this collegiate level and play in front of a big crowd of 80, 100,000 people, which has been my dream since I was a child. So that football aspect is everything you can ever ask for, as well as the school on top of it. And I feel like the Army path for me is something that I want to do and continue for the rest of my life.
Awesome. And since you mentioned it, let's follow up on that a little bit. Coach Thatcher's offense, a
Hmm.
little bit different look on the traditional triple option. Of course, if our fans followed Army this year, which they did, we kind of went back and forth a little bit based on the skill set. Coastal Carolina, we went back to the traditional flex mode,
Yep.
didn't throw it at all. But then we came out against Navy and ran gun every single play because a little more difficult or different for the academies to defend. What about Coach Thatcher's scheme and his philosophy do you think are a good fit for your skill set and what you've done at Jesuit and at Wiregrass?
100%. So if you look at Thatcher's history, he takes a quarterback that can throw the ball and run the ball. Um, you know, Obviously the guys we have now are not his guys. Recruiting what we're recruiting here to come to West Point, I see a future. I see an opportunity to play. The system fits me. It's a balance of throwing the ball and running the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball to run. You got to be able to run the ball to throw. So that's the game of offense. That's the way it works. And I'm a guy who can run the football, who will be able to run the football, and I'm gonna absolutely be able to throw and dice some teams up. So that his offense and his schemes and his goals fall into line. So I see a future.
Awesome. And Luke, you are coming in as a direct admit to the academy next year. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So as you kind of get into it, and now your high school football season's over, I'm guessing, right? You guys are
Yes,
done
sir.
there. So are you playing any winter or spring sports, or what does your preparation look like from a strength and conditioning standpoint to get ready to go play for Army, and really enter camp next summer during cadet basic training as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So I graduate, finished school actually this week, so I'm done with high school.
Oh,
So I have
congratulations.
a lot of time on my hands every day. I will have 4 or 5 days a week. I will have a private workout for the most part with a guy who I work 2 hours a day, so I get my speed work in. Then we do core, and then we get into our lift. So that's gonna be I'm gonna be putting weight on. I'm eating like crazy. I got a diet where I'm eating like crazy. Gonna hopefully put on about 15 pounds coming in. So 10 to 15 in the next 6 months. So I got full time to work out. And once I get my hands on that offense, I will be I'll be full bore, having time of working out, but then also time set aside for straight studying. So it's gonna be full preparation mode for me. Like I said, it's something I dreamed of my whole entire life, and when I want something, I'm gonna go get it. So that's just who I am, and I'm gonna work my tail off and earn what I want.
Very nice. So, did you get an opportunity to, I know you took some visits up to West Point.
Mhm.
What games did you get an opportunity to see live and in person this year? And did you get an opportunity to watch the Army Navy game a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, absolutely. So I took my visit before I committed back in July. Loved it, committed. Then I went to the Boston College game. I also went to the Air Force game and then the Holy Cross game as well. So I got to be two on campus and then one neutral site. But yes, we sat down. We actually had like a good crowd watching our Army Navy game at home. Kind of had a little watch party. So yeah, we watched that whole game and we were into it. So we had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, you mentioned, getting the opportunity to play in front of big crowds. So how
Mhm.
cool is it that you get a world-class education, get a great opportunity for your future, as the coaching staff likes to say, you're making a 40-year decision, not a 4-year decision. But on top of that, you get the opportunity to play in big games, like the Army Navy game in front of
Mhm.
70 to 80,000 people. And
Yep.
now with Army's entrance into the American Athletic Conference, potentially get the chance, if you guys run the table and win the conference, to be one of those conference champions that gets a bid to the college football playoff.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the ultimate goal for me. Winning's the standard. I've won a lot of games with my high school. I think my record's up in the 20. I would say upper 20s, and I probably lost 5 games in my career. So my standard is to win. But yeah, playing in front of that crowd is awesome. It's something like I said, I've dreamed of, and that's one of the reasons I love Army. Is you're gonna get that fan base and you're gonna get that support. 9 million people watching at one time in the game is a pretty neat thing that you don't get to experience at a lot of places. So especially with what you get at Army, yeah, absolutely, man. I can't wait.
Good. And last question for you, Luke. How excited are you to kind of finally get this entire recruiting process over with and go ahead and sign? As the Army fans know, we don't have official letters of intent at West
Yep.
Point because of the military commitment and everything else. But
Yep.
how excited are you to sign this afternoon and kind of move on with this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that. Me and my dad were talking just yesterday, and we really, really thought about it. In about seventh grade, I decided, you know what, it's time to give up on baseball, and I started fully scratching at this football thing. So, it's probably been a hard push in seventh, eighth grade of is when you start talking to colleges in reality. And I've been trying so hard since those days to get to where I want to be, and knowing that I'm here and I'm signing and I'm set and I'm in a great spot and I couldn't ask for more is just it's a great feeling. It is an absolute great feeling, and knowing what you worked for, you're seeing the results.
Well, congratulations, Luke. I'm sure all Army fans are excited about getting to see you wear the black and gold and climb your way up the depth chart once you get there
Sure.
and have a very successful career at Mikey Stadium, which will, I guess I should ask the question about this, but I won't. But of course, Mikey Stadium will have a brand new look
Yep. Oh
by
yeah.
the time you're a junior, I believe, in
Yes.
2026. So that's going to be great.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm excited about that. That'll be cool.
Good stuff. Well, thanks again, Luke. Enjoy the rest of your early signing day. Army fans, this has been Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com, along with Army commit quarterback Luke Knight from Tampa, Florida. Go Army, beat Navy.